Hi there, I'm Daniel from Garrett. Stoked to announce that we've taken away the award for the most innovative aftermarket performance product in 2024 for our Garrett G-smart module. I'll run you quickly through the capabilities of our module. Firstly is a harness which actually sits inside the engine bay. It plugs into your turbo speed sensor port, which you can see right here, and your map sensor. Now there's two types of sensors. There's a push-in sensor and a threaded style sensor, and the other plug goes into your map sensor, which allows to calculate your current boost pressure relative to your turbo speed. This information is then transmitted via the Bluetooth module, which sits in the engine bay, to your phone inside the cabin, so you don't have to poke any holes or anything else through the firewall. It's a simple plug and play mechanism. It's streaming this data to your phone to a graphical display via an application which you can download on the iOS or Android store. I'm going to quickly show you how the actual app works. So if I simply open the app here, this will be your landing screen. This is where you simply press the button on the module to connect it to your phone via Bluetooth, but I'm going to quickly demonstrate it in demo mode. As I open it up, here's an insight into what the graphical display will look like. As you can see, it's showing you what your turbo speed is in terms of RPM times 1,000, as well as your boost in terms of bar. Down below, it's logging all that data on a graph, and at any point in time, you're able to simply pause that and replay that data just to get a bit more insights as to exactly what's happening on your vehicle. It's important to note that all these logs are going to be retrievable, so you're able to extract this data and then use it for later purposes, especially if you want to be comparing different maps or different modifications that you've done to your vehicle, and then log that relative to historical data. Another really important feature is if you jump into the menu and you click into Diagnostics, here you can see a lot more data based on specific parameters. As you can see here, it will log any historical data that you set parameters around in terms of turbo KRPM, boost, module degrees or module voltage, as well as any history to do with overspeeding events logged down below. When you open the app, you'll see that there's preset applications for Garrett turbochargers. The idea here being that you enter your product code, whether it's a G351050, and it will preset based on the amount of blades within the compressor wheel. Now, if you're not running a Garrett turbocharger, you simply have to count the blades on the compressor side and input that into the application, and that way it'll get the correct speed of your turbocharger. Now, if I jump into the settings tab here, I can jump into display settings. This will allow you to increase the plot length time, as well as show you what display ranges you're looking at. And the other thing is you can see your different sensor settings here, all your different types of setups, and your maximum speed. Now this will autofill if you preset one of the Garrett turbochargers, as it understands what the maximum RPM of that turbocharger unit is, and will warn you anytime an overspeed occurs if it does happen. It's important to note that the module can run with just the turbo speed sensor port plugged in, but we do recommend running it with the map sensor as well. This way you're able to correlate the data of your turbo speed relative to your boost and manifold absolute pressure. The beauty of this is it's going to empower users with a lot of different information about what their vehicle is doing, what their turbo speed is relative to their boost, so they can even do things like test out different maps, road tune it a little bit, or just display that data in their vehicle via CarPlay and sort of show their friends what their turbocharger is actually up to, and hopefully take away some insightful data. On the flip side, it's also going to be a very useful and practical tool for quick diagnosis in workshops if a customer comes in with an issue with boost or unaware what their turbo is doing, especially if they don't have a full aftermarket ECU. This is a very good intermediary option for workshops to quickly diagnose and assist in finding the problem. We all know that speed of diagnosing issues can correlate with better customer satisfaction as well as better profitability for the workshop. So having one of these in the workshop can aid to assist quickly identifying issues within the turbo system. Because it's a universal application, it simply needs a turbocharger that has a turbo speed sensor port. It can be used on a multitude of different vehicles. Feel free to jump on the Android or iOS App Store. The app is free to download. You can launch it, run it in demo mode just to get a feel for what the app will look like as a user, as well as run through different settings and see what kind of parameters it has to offer. So thank you guys, and we hope you have a good time with the product.